What is it like being a Jamaican in the Cayman Islands? Hi, I'm Xavier Murphy, the founder of Jamaicans.com. And today in Jamaicans to the World, I speak to Alicia Reid, a Jamaican living in the Cayman Islands. Welcome, Alicia. How are you doing?
Hi, Xavier. I'm well. Thank you so much for having me.
Good, good, good. Glad to have you on board. So let's start at the top.
hmm
Which part of Jamaica you come from?
Montego Bay, Jamaica. Actually, I was born in New Roads, Westmoreland. Lived there for about 5 years of my life, and then I moved to Montego Bay, Jamaica. Grew up there, went to high school, but went to sixth form in Kingston and university in Kingston.
Okay. So which high school you representing in the Montego?
Mount Alvernia High School, the one, the only, the high school.
Which sixth form?
Holy Childhood High School. I actually boarded because I was from out of town. Boarded there.
I didn't know they had boarding.
And would you believe I boarded with the nuns? I was at the convent.
And what was that experience like?
Oh, yeah, but as the nuns, what the experience was like for them, because when you have teenage girls, it's a different story.
All right. So
But
we
but
won't
but to
tell,
be honest, sister, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say we won't tell anyone. But did you sneak out?
mm,
All right, we're gonna leave it alone.
mm, mm.
Oh boy.
It
Let me
was fun
tell you.
though.
Okay. All right. I love the painting in the background. It is so beautiful. Love it. Love it. And before I get to my next question, you're in the Cayman Islands. We hear about the beaches. We hear about all of that. Swing the mobile phone or the laptop. What kind of take a look what go on over there now?
That's what I was really trying to have the sea be the backdrop, but it's been rainy and overcast all day. So I thought the painting would be a nice simulation of the blue seas. But I'm going to take a little walk outside
All right.
and see if you can get a view. All
Okay.
right? Let's
All right.
go. No, I don't know if
All right. I'm seeing
can you
a
see?
little bit. Yes. Yes, I'm seeing a little bit. You have a
It's
nice view.
Yeah, man, I have a lovely view. I've had better. Oh, and that in the background is a nice multi-million dollar home being built.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. But
Nice.
on a clear day, it's lovely.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. I was hoping to be lying in a hammock with the sea behind me, but the weather just wasn't working with me today, so that's what we get.
All right. And I know typically it's nice and clear and it just so
hmm
happened, boy, the people them just mess me up today. The weather people, they must have said them
hmm
probably said it's going to be clear today. And then yes, look what we get.
It's been
So
like this. It's been like this all week here. But
oh
I tell you a quick story before you even ask the first question. The weather in Cayman is a fascinating thing. The island is, people say small, but it's not that small in my experience. But I'll be 10 or 15 minutes down the road, and it's a thunderstorm. And by the time I get home, the place dry. It is absolutely fascinating to me. I mean, it's not like it's a huge place.
right.
So 10 minutes down the road, it is flooding,
Wow.
and then up the other corner, it dry.
So so tell us, how did you get to the Cayman Islands?
It was a search. I was home in Jamaica, and I was wanting a change. And a friend of mine had moved here, and he was having a good experience. I had thought of I had thought about Cayman over the years, but I always had this idea in my head that Cayman was small. But based on his experience, I said, let me look for a job. And it actually took me about 2 years to actually land a position. And I found a job and I moved here.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice. No, one of the things I hear, and I'm talking, this is years ago, I had a friend in the United States here that was thinking of moving to the Cayman
Mhm.
Islands. And he was saying that process, even for an American, is difficult. Now I'm talking 15, maybe longer than that, maybe over 20 years ago. Is it
Okay.
a difficult process?
Well, my experience I think is unique because I work with the government, so therefore the government would have sorted out my my
Okay.
process. So
Okay.
it's an easier process for me. However, based on what I'm hearing now, in the last 15 to 20 years, Cayman has really grown by leaps and bounds. So
Mhm.
there are more opportunities and there are more positions here. And there's a very large expat community. So whilst not every and anyone can come in, I do think they have access may be better because of the expansion and growth that's taking place in Cayman.
Okay. What type of expansion are you talking about? I mean, I know we're famous for banking. Um,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I know it's a stereotype, and then
Don't do that.
and,
I can let you know. I can let you know now that my field is financial services in the
right,
government, and we do work to ensure that Cayman has a very strong legal and regulatory framework, and that we meet our international obligations. So sometimes it's hard to move things out of old shadows or old stories, but
right.
Cayman, those stories are really stories of the past.
Okay. And what industries are popping up, and what things are, you said there was expansion. What type of expansion?
Real estate construction is really big here. There's a lot of construction taking place even during COVID, after COVID. As a matter of fact, the real estate market here has really taken a positive lift since COVID. Prices have almost doubled in some cases. Real estate has really benefited from COVID. I
Mm.
mean, the hospitality sector was buoyant, and tourism was buoyant before COVID. But it's amazing how real estate seems to be the sector that has really profited from lockdown.
So there's a lot of new buildings you're saying going
Yeah.
up.
hmm
Well, you did point to the
the multi-million-dollar home.
which, which I'm sure you watch every day. You watch the progress of it and how quickly.
Yes, it's moved from that from in about the last 3 months. It really goes quickly.
Wow,
But
wow.
all over Cayman, like there's a lot of development taking place.
So that leads me to this. I know they always say, okay, Cayman's small, and so, but you were saying it not really seem that small.
Xavier, I tell you no lie. If I had one regret, because there are many times in my life I've thought about what about Cayman? Why not go to Cayman? But every time people talk about it, they say how it's small. And I used to live in the Eastern Caribbean, and I lived in Barbados, and sometimes I felt the vibe to fly out of Barbados. So I thought, Cayman is going to be worse. But coming here, it's not really, you don't feel it. It is a small island, but you don't feel it. I think probably because it's long and you have to drive all the way down and all the way back up. You don't circle it. It really feels
Mhm.
larger than it is.
And have you driven around the island you're on? Because I believe it's. Go ahead. Sorry.
You can't drive around it. You drive down and back.
Oh.
So, so that's a great thing. So it doesn't feel so small because you can't really circle it. You drive
I
from the west down to the east and
right.
back up.
Okay. All
So
right.
if it takes you from the most western point, which is West Bay, down to Rum Point or Kaibo, that could be a good hour plus, and coming back is another hour plus. So you really feel like you've taken a little trip.
And is there traffic?
Let me tell you something. Don't. These are the things you're fool about when you hear it's a small island. Um, on the eastern side, because there is there's really one main road coming in, it backs up. So people who are coming from the east to get to Georgetown for work for 8:30 actually leave their homes between 5:30 and 6 a.m. I took a little stint
Oh,
down on the not even the most eastern. I was in the middle of the island, Bodden Town. And one morning I decided I was heading into work early, so I would leave my home by 6:30. When I walked out the door, the traffic was already at my gate. Like, nope,
wow.
nope, mm-mm. So, and the experience I had on a clear day, I get to office in 20 minutes without traffic.
Hmm.
That morning when I tried it took me an hour and a half to get to office. Never did it again.
Wow.
Yep.
I would not think, but as you said, with building, with people moving there and so on.
Yep.
So speaking of people,
Hmm.
um, I hate using the term natives, but I have to use the term.
The locals.
Yeah, the people who are born, bred
Hmm.
from the Cayman Islands. With you said they're expats. What are the people that born, bred from the Cayman? What are they like?
Um, no, I have to think because a lot of the Caymanians I have met are mixed. So they are either mixed with Jamaican or they're mixed with people from Central America, particularly Honduras or Nicaragua, or they would have been families who came here of other nationalities. But I do work with Caymanians, and my experience of them is that it's they're people,
Right.
so they're lovely, but it's gonna come down to the personality of the person.
Okay.
I haven't had a bad experience with a Caymanian, so but this is my experience.
Okay.
The Caribbean, but what I do, but you know what, Caribbean people are Caribbean people no matter where you are. There's always that little thing about us.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? And I've heard some people say this before that, there may, because Jamaica and the Cayman Islands were so tied
Mm.
together, it is difficult to kind of find a culture that is what you would call totally, and I don't know if this is the right term, Caymanian.
Um, no, I think, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think Jamaican culture has a habit of being dominant wherever we go. And given the ties between Jamaica and Cayman, we have influenced a lot of things. But I do think I'm trying to I was reading something the other day and I'm trying to get back the stories because they have their own traditions and they have their own practices. I was trying to read up on some of the cultural stories of Cayman, but my
Right.
memory is not as great as it used to be. But I do tell you what they have here. They, like most islands, they have a carnival. It's called it's they have a carnival. They call it Batabanu. Unfortunately, because of COVID, they really haven't had it the last 2 years.
Right.
But they do have their own carnival celebrations, and they have Pirates Week, which is a replay of when the pirates came to Cayman, came on land,
Mhm.
seized the governor, took control, etc. So they play that out every year, so that is actually really interesting. Also, they have their own style of cooking, Cayman style beef. The turtle is one of the things on the menu here. So they do have a lot of things that are their own also, but clearly other cultures like ours have imprinted on them.
Okay, I see. And you had mentioned, and I don't know if you know this, but I'm going to ask anyway. You had
Mhm.
mentioned that quite a few folks are, mixed with, they're coming from Nicaragua
Mhm.
and Honduras. Is there a particular reason why those particular countries, or
Proximity,
okay?
proximity, and opportunity. Because
Mm,
Cayman has been growing and evolving, and so there are job opportunities here. So they come here, and it's something. Let me try and tell you because I know that Caymanians have gone to Honduras and Nicaragua also, but that's the history class I haven't taken yet. So when I take it, I will remind you. What would also fascinate you is that there are a lot of Filipinos here
oh,
because
really?
yes, there are lots of Filipinos here because apparently there was some arrangement between Cayman and the Philippines for Filipinos to come and work here. So I
Oh,
don't have all the details, but
right.
yeah.
Well,
But
well, someone may know. Put it in the comments below. This is fascinating stuff and
mhm,
very, very interesting. You talked food and
mhm.
mentioned turtle. Have you tried the turtle?
I refuse to eat a poor little turtle. The turtle stew. I see it on the menu all the time, but I just can't bring myself to do it.
Oh,
Because one of the main attractions they have here is actually a turtle farm. That's one of their tourist attractions, and I can't reconcile having turtles as your main attraction, but putting it on your. I just can't do it.
so have you heard how it tastes? As I
No, but
just
I'm sure it tastes like chicken. Everything tastes like chicken.
So tell me about some of the other cuisine. If there's one thing that you would say, this is, come to the Cayman Islands, try this. What would it be?
I can't. This is where I'm going to shock you. I can't tell you what that is because Cayman has so many different restaurants here representing different regions and types that I spend more of my time exploring all the different offerings. Like Cayman has so many restaurants. It's so fascinating to me. I think last weekend or the weekend before, I was at a Cuban restaurant having Cuban fare. Brunch is a big thing here on a Sunday, so we go to the different places that offer brunch on a Sunday. It could be in the hotels or in a restaurant, Italian, it could be whatever you want. There's so many different offerings here, Chinese, Thai, you name it, Indian, it's here.
Nice, nice. All right, I'm going to switch up to music.
Okay.
What are you hearing there in terms of music?
I think this is where I'm bad because I'm at home most of the time. And because of COVID, things have been a little quiet.
Right.
But the few times I have put myself out there, I've heard reggae and I've heard soca.
Okay.
That's popular. But it's gonna depend on the group that's gathering. Because another thing about Cayman is because it's a large expat community, I think they have 195 nationalities represented here.
Ooh.
Yes, it's quite a little melting pot. So depending on where you go and who you go with, that is going to influence what is there. But of course, reggae big everywhere. Reggae around the world.
It almost sounds like this island you could go and explore just so many different nationalities and or from the food perspective.
Yep.
And just by traveling around and meeting people.
Easy. Just going into the supermarkets. Like they try to have what I like about the supermarkets is that they try to have as wide a range of offerings as possible, and just walking through the aisles. There's so many different things you can pick up in a supermarket.
Nice. So when you got there, was there any type of really culture shock? It don't sound like it. But
let me tell you the culture shock. I walked out of the airport into the parking lot to my friend who was picking me up. And as I crossed the road, I saw a hen and her family and a rooster just probably somewhere down the road. Walking freely. Like just that, this is their home. And I was like, but what all them chicken doing out here? And the truth, no, let me tell you something. That was the culture shock for me. There's so many chickens and roosters all over the place just walking up and down.
So you're probably thinking, when eating turtle, but I have chicken all over the place.
But it's a common fowl, so I guess I'm not eating them. But trust me, I'm surprised you haven't heard one yet in the background. They have free movement through Cayman. The chickens and the fowls, the roosters, everybody, the whole family.
We say in Jamaica, country fowl are best fowl doing.
Well, apparently they don't think that here because if I probably the rain, why I don't see them outside right now.
Oh man! So they're all just roaming the streets.
It's the first thing I saw at the airport. A little family moving through.
So, in terms of cost of living, I know you had mentioned prices are going up and so on. What's the cost of living like?
And I have lived in Barbados and I have lived in London. And living in Cayman is comparable to living in those places, except that real estate or the cost of rental is probably more in line with probably London than it is with Barbados. It's so, everything is costly, but again, if you know where to look or decide that you're going to shop reasonably, you can find things, but it is not the cheapest place at all. And if you compare it to Jamaica, well, definitely everything costs more.
I see. And there's a large you mentioned the Jamaican community there. Do they have their own like independence type events that they celebrate and where they get together and maybe there's artists come there from time to time and so on?
Funny you should ask that. let me. I'll answer the other part first. Apparently, we used to have a lot of musicians coming here, at least before I got here 2 years ago, because I got here just 6 months before COVID, and we locked down after that. But I understand that there was a lot of movement in between the musical community in Jamaica and here, lots of shows, etc. That hasn't happened since I've been here.
Okay.
In terms of okay, I just lost my train of thought. What was the first part you asked me?
So the other part was about the Jamaicans celebrating like
Oh
independence and
yes,
organizations and so on.
yes. Again, I heard there was again. I think my timing 6 months before COVID did not help, so I wasn't able to attend any of these organizational meetings. But independence just gone. There was an independence activity where a lot of Jamaicans gathered and they had a little independence celebration. But we're everywhere, so we don't even really need to gather. I drive down the road. The pan chicken man is there. I can buy the jerk chicken man is there. I can buy my jerk chicken. Jamaicans are in business. We're almost kind of everywhere. So let me tell you a fascinating thing. People who are looking to get settled here based on your nationality, they give you points for novelty or for, I guess, contributing to the mix of the community. Jamaicans get no points because there are a lot of us here.
What?
But Jamaicans have been coming to Cayman since the 60s and 70s, you know?
Right, right.
So
we have to step up to get something, I guess. Or what about and I don't know if there's educational points or if there's anything. So from a nationality we get zero, but do they give points for like, okay, the person is bilingual, a person has a master's, a person has a
no, I don't want to misrepresent. It's all in
okay,
immigration law,
okay.
which I don't know by rote, but
All
I do
right.
know that point about Jamaicans that, that is not something that if you're looking to stay here, you're going to get points for because they already have a lot of us.
All right. So you're not missing any of your Jamaican food really there.
I'd be lying if I said the only thing I could probably say I'm missing is my mother's cooking. Because, mothers cook a different way.
Yes.
But anything I want, I can actually walk down the road and get it.
Man, what
What?
a life.
Can I tell you?
You get everything.
Yeah, there's this place out in Savannah. Okay, it's a restaurant out in Savannah that right after COVID, when we were finally allowed to go out, I would go there and get my oxtail, my curry chicken, my brown stew chicken, my frigassee, whatever I want, they had it. So it resulted in an extra 10 pounds after COVID, but
Well, it's funny because that kind of leads to the next topic I was going to ask about. What activities? I know you have the beach right in front of you, but what other activities that you enjoy and love doing there in the Cayman Islands?
Well, one of the main ones is the beach because the beaches are beautiful, and there's one just up on 7 Miles Beach called Governor's Beach, which I actually love. It's very unique because it's located almost behind the governor's house. You know how we have King's House in Jamaica and the big wall and the security guards?
Yes.
Here, the governor's house is on the beach, and there's just a little sign that says, respect the governor's privacy. But you look into his backyard from Governor's Beach. And apart from that, we do little things like we go, just like we would do in Jamaica and go to Hellshire. We go down east where we can get our fried fish also, or lobster. That's a daily activity. That's a weekend activity. Or we can go also further down east to Rum Point, where they have beach and food, and we sit on the beach. And so it's a lot of it is focused around the beach, the water.
Right.
A lot of Caymanians also, which I have not really had the opportunity to experience since COVID, is a lot of them go down on their boats on Sundays, down by Rum Point, and they lime and have a good time there.
So you talk about going out and the different places and so on. What is, and I'm being nosy, what is the dating scene like?
Well, apparently, because I've heard, apparently, I hear the main dating scene happens on Tinder.
Okay.
But here it's actually used for people to meet because there are lots of foreigners on the island, so it's a meeting and dating app, and they meet through Tinder. And I actually know people who've gotten married.
Wow.
Here from having met on Tinder.
Wow,
Because
nice.
I think it has a different reputation in other places, but here it's a dating app. It's a legit dating app.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess people use it. Well, let me not talk about the app because yes, you're right. I'll leave the app alone. I will leave the app alone.
I've heard other things. I don't know if that's true.
We will leave the app alone.
Yeah.
Alicia, listen, thank you for spending some time with us. So much knowledge, so much information on the Cayman Islands. I have a scenario that I'm going to throw out there to you. And
Yes,
this
yes.
scenario may not even make sense because so much of Jamaica, it seems like, is there in the Cayman Islands in terms of the food and whatever. But
The patties, juicy and tasty.
the Digicel phones work right there, right? So you just bring a Digicel from Jamaica and it working right there. So you call Jamaica, right?
Right. Mhm.
So it's almost like pick up the phone and call Jamaica. I'm right there.
But I guess a digital SIM here because the rates are better with the digital SIM, the
Right.
local SIM. Yeah.
So
And Flow, both of
and
them are
so
here. Yep.
so here is a scenario I give you. You
Mm.
land in Jamaica. What's that first thing you're doing?
What am I doing?
And I know you get all your food there. A lot of people will say food. That's the first thing, but
No,
maybe it's something else.
no, KFC.
KFC.
Mm. Jamaican KFC is Jamaican KFC. Like it's just not replicated anywhere else in the world.
Oh boy. I saw something the other day where a lady had a suitcase. You may have seen it on, I think it was TikTok or somewhere. And I don't know if it was a husband or a boyfriend sent a suitcase with
Of KFC.
KFC.
You can't get it anywhere else. You cannot. And I tell you this because I go to countries and I test their KFC. I have a Trinidad friend who insists that Trinidad has the best KFC in the world. All right, it's close, but it's still not Jamaican KFC.
Any closing thoughts for anyone who's thinking of moving to the Cayman Islands? Any final words?
I would say it's well worth the experience. One of the things I love about Cayman is that Cayman is very safe. I feel very comfortable moving around. I am here on my own. I don't have any need to look over my shoulder. I'm not going to take any unnecessary risks. But one of the things I particularly love about Cayman is how safe it is here. It is I think I would suggest that people put down any preconceived notions they may have of Cayman, like I did, like size or anything, and just come over and just be open to the experience. It has a particular blend of Caribbean, but it's also quite developed, and it developed in terms of amenities that are available to you, and the standard of living is good. And when I look around here, I sometimes feel like this is what Jamaica could be. It really tells
Mm,
me that if things were different,
right.
that we could have this feeling of safety, we could have the level of development. It's still a young country growing, but I think it's doing really well, and I think there are things we can actually learn from Cayman. I'm particularly fascinated by the political system here. It's different from Jamaica. They don't have established political parties that like we do. So
Mm,
therefore, the whole party system isn't entrenched in how they run their politics. So that was very new for me. So I think there is a lot to learn from this experience, and if anybody is open to come over. I think it's definitely worth the experience. Don't be
fascinating,
fooled by the size. Do not be fooled by the size.
fascinating stuff. And the only thing Alicia needs is the KFC. That's it.
That's the all. Let me see if I can think a little more. Because COVID has brought everything into our homes now. The internet is here, so all the
Right.
things we were missing at home we can experience. Right. So yeah, just the KFC, and because sometimes I yeah man. During COVID, what I used to do because we were in lockdown. We were
Right.
only allowed out 3 days a week, and I was allowed out on a Saturday. And that Saturday, I would drive to KFC to get my little stash for the next week. If it was Jamaican KFC, I might have bought a bucket. Here, I just bought like a 3-piece.
We're talking a little bit about food. And again, I'm not saying It's a long island, not a small island. I mean, a long island. Fruit trees and all of that. You get your fresh fruits and everything.
the, a lot of the fruits are imported. I think what I see a lot here are the coconuts, and I see one and two ackee trees. But a lot of the fresh fruits are exported. A lot of things into Cayman are exported. But there's access. You walk into a store and you want something, 9 out of 10 times it's going to be there.
Okay. Okay.
You know?
But I'm going to get a little bit more specific now.
All right.
So you get your Julie mango, you get your East Indian mango, you get your number 11, you get your Bombay, or you have to search wide and deep, or when somebody come in then bring it.
They have their different types of mangoes, you know. I know I had one the other day which was probably from I think it's a Thai strain of mango. But I've had like friends with Jamaican parents who plant their own mangoes. So I think I've gotten an East Indian, and I think I've gotten, is it Julie or Bombay she had? I think it's Julie.
Okay.
So you get them so that you can get them from the locals because they'll plant their own trees. But of course, you go into the supermarket and see the ones that are imported also.
Right.
But
right.
I mean, it's smaller, so they won't have the amount of, you know. But if you're coming, bring me some East Indian. I won't turn that down.
I have a small tree, so hopefully if I'm coming there, it's right in mango season, and I can sneak one in.
Yeah, and that's the operative word. Don't make them fast. As a matter of fact, don't do it. Do not do it.
I know, and I hear they're extremely strict.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to get into trouble and them say we're going to deport you.
You know the funny thing though, this is the thing I find in a lot of places I go to, that depending on the environment that Jamaicans are in, they will cooperate, and I find that, you know, they cooperate here.
Yeah.
So so it's almost like they push it when they know they can get away with it. But if you know you can't do it, you don't do it.
So true. So
yeah.
true.
Yeah, but it's I think it's a nice little place. And let me take a little out of it. I think it's a nice place, and I think it's worth the experience. And anybody who wants
nice long place.
And there are two other islands. I haven't been to them yet. There's Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Okay. Yes, I was alluding to it earlier, and I hope you get the opportunity. And maybe when I pass through there at some point, or anybody pass through here, you know, hey, you get the opportunity. So here is how I typically close. And again, I know Cayman is close relationship to Jamaica. Maybe they have their own expressions, but saying goodbye, what do people say? In Jamaica, we say, little more, catch up on a strong, catch you later. You know, is there any slang or any type of term you find that local people from Cayman use to say goodbye?
I'm just failing the exam now, proper failing it. I'm pretty sure when I get off here, it's going to come to me.
All right. Well,
can I call a friend?
Oh, you're going to call a friend for real?
So when I say again, we'll forget.
Well, listen, no worries. I'm sure someone will see the video, or if you remember, once we post this, you will say, hey, Xavier, here is the comment on how they say goodbye.
Exactly.
So for now, we will just say, see you later.
See you. Walk good.
Walk good. Walk good.
Take care.
Thank you. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you. Thank you for highlighting Cayman too.
Show some love now. Hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss a video.